Hi, Stes.
Hi. Okay, let's start. "2013, the first chance. A music store sells classical and modern musical albums only. So the customers of this store are surveyed, and the result as follows. 20% of these customers bought each a classical album. 20% of these customers bought a classical album. Out of those who bought a classical album, 70% bought. Out of those who bought classical album, 70% bought a modern album. 22 of the customers bought modern album. Before starting, what we have, how to start with this problem.
نعمل 3.
3 شو نحط بهذا ال 3 هاي كاز
Classical and modern music.
classical and modern, in your opinion, is like that. Classical and modern.
هذا بالكلاسيكال حد مودرن ألبوم.
classical وهون شو بدي احط تاني برانش؟
سيبار.
سيبار, not classical. وهير modern, not modern. Here given classical, here given classical, وهير.
كيف يعني هيدا أستاذ؟
Where you don't understand?
حطينا classical و not classical.
إيه.
يعني not classical يعني modern.
No,
ليش حطينا فوق modern؟
ما اشترى classical. Let's read it slowly. A customer of this store, okay, 20% of the customers bought a classical album. 20% of the customer in here is 0.2. Out of those who bought a classical album, شفت هيدا sentence, out of those who bought classical, from these 70% bought an modern album. 0.
يعني 70% from the 20%.
Yes. How much will be this number here, not classical? How much here?
0.8.
0.8. Here, what's the number?
0.3.
0.3. 22 of the customers bought each a modern album. وين بدي احط هيدا 22%؟ Can I put it here? Can I put here 0.22? Okay, I can't put it here. 22 of all the customers. So we are going to use this number later. A customer of the store is interviewed at random. We consider the following events. C, the interviewed customer bought a classical. M, the modern customer bought a modern album. C, classical. M, modern. How to calculate probability of C intersection M? Part 1. What is P the C intersection M?
PM times
Yes. طلع على 3. Probability of C intersection M equals how much?
PM slash C.
Equal probability that's C times probability of M slash C times P M slash C.
يعني 0.2 times 0.7.
0.2 times 0.7. How much would be Haikaz mentally?
1.4. 0.14.
Haikaz ولا مرة بيطلع ال probability greater than 1.
Yes.
What about probability of C intersection M bar?
نعمل P of C equals
C intersection M bar equal probability of C times probability of M bar over C equal 0.2 times 0.3 equal 0.06. How to calculate probability of C bar intersection M bar? Who can tell how to calculate probability of C bar intersection M bar?
P C bar times M bar over C bar.
Okay, what is M bar over C bar? Do you have it?
M bar over C. هلا بنستعمل هي 22%.
How to use it?
يعني عنا 22% modern album
عندنا
يعني
M
1 by 1 هيكاس لحظة خليه يحكي توماس.
عفوا.
Yes توماس.
يعني عنا 22 تحت بيطلع 78 يعني 0.78.
No, هذا مش 22. Not out of those. 22% of the customers bought each a modern album. Of the customers, not of the not classical. Yes, Haikaz, what do you want to say?
نستعمل هاي 0.3
كيف نستعمل؟ إيه, which one?
0.3 هون stays بال C M bar over C.
So I use the rule of total probability. Probability لل M bar equals probability of C intersection M bar plus probability of C bar intersection M bar. So 1 minus probability لل M equal C bar intersection M bar is 0.06 plus probability of C bar intersection M bar. One minus 0.22 minus 0.06 equal probability of C bar intersection M bar. So probability of C bar intersection M bar equals 0.72. Calculate the probability that this customer bought at least one album. How to calculate this one? Probability of at least one album. Part 3. Who can tell how to calculate it? At least one album. يلا شباب صبايا. كيف كنا نشتغل at least one؟ one minus probability no album equal 1 minus من هي probability no album? Who can write it in terms of C and what is the C? What is no album?
M bar C bar.
يعني كيف بدي بيناتهم؟ شو في بيناتهم؟
Union. intersection ما بعرف.
هيدا C bar intersection M bar يعني it means he didn't buy classical and not modern equal 1 minus 0.72 equal 0.28. Four. أو إذا بدنا ال 3 I can use probability of C union M. At least one album هي C union M. هي
said
P
0.77.
72 this one. I can put it probably here لك وين here C bar intersection M bar هي probability لل C plus probability لل M minus probability of M intersection C. And you find it. Four, knowing that the customer did not buy a modern album. Knowing the customer did not buy a modern album. Knowing that the customer did not buy a modern album, calculate the probability he bought a classical. What probability you need to calculate? How to calculate? What we are going to calculate? Knowing that the customer did not buy a modern, yes. Calculate the probability that he bought a classical. شو هي الرول or rank?
C intersection M bar over M bar.
How to calculate probability of C intersection M bar?
Hannah, I think 0.06.
Intersection M bar, yes, 0.06. Well, M bar, هي 1 minus probability للM equal 0.06 over 1 minus probability of modern is how much? 0.22. 0 point how much? Equal 6/78. 1/13. Part 5. The classical album is sold for 30,000. The classical for 30, والmodern is for 20,000. The classical album is for 30,000, والmodern is for 20,000. Let X be a random variable is equal to the sum paid by the customer. Justify that X equals 0, 20,000, 30,000, or 50,000. If in the first branch, the customer buys classical and modern, then X equal how much if he bought classical and modern? The classical 30,000, the modern is 20,000. So X equal 50,000.
Still,
Yes,
number 4 عملت.
yes. Yeah, I will repeat it, but 1 minute. X equal 50,000. Here اشترى classical no modern, then X equal classical is for 30,000, so X equal 30,000. Here no classical but modern, X equal 20,000. Nothing, in X equals 0. Chris, توماس part 4 ايه part بدك نعمل لك اياه 3 or 4
4
the classic the knowing that the customer did not buy a classical album, did not buy a modern album، حطيت تحت M bar. Calculate the probability he bought classical، حطيت فوق above the slash classical. الرول بتقلنا probability of C intersection M bar over probability لل M bar. C intersection M bar is determined is 0.06. probability لل M bar is 1 minus probability لل M. بصير 1 minus 0.22 we get 1/13.
Okay.
Now قلنا الكلاسيكال album costs sold for 30,000 والmodern for 20,000 والX هي amount paid by a customer. So the first branch, the customer bought classical and modern 50,000. Second part, classical and not modern 30,000. Not classical but modern X equal 20,000. Here not classical and not modern X equal to 0. Determine the probability distribution of X. I have to calculate 4 probabilities. أول probability I have to determine probability that X equal 50,000. Probability of X equal 50,000. He probability of C intersection M. It is equal 0.14. It is calculated before. Probability that X equal 30,000 equal probability of C intersection M bar equals C intersection M bar is 0.06. Probability that X equal to 0
20.
هلا بنلاقيها equal probability of C bar intersection M bar. Equal C bar intersection M bar is 0.72. Now probability that X equal 20 Okay, we can calculate it by two ways. Either I can put it 1 minus 0.14 plus 0.06 plus 0.72. هيدا أول method. The sum of total probabilities is 1. لقيت 3. The last one I can put it 1 minus all the 3. Or probability that X equal 20,000 equal probability of C bar intersection M. How to calculate probability of C bar intersection M? How to calculate probability of C bar intersection M? I can put probability لل M equal probability of C bar intersection M plus probability of هذه not M here لا C bar intersection M bar هي not M. What it should be?
C bar.
C bar.
استاذ هيدا بس عم نعمل intersection plus intersection. هيدا كيف منحط
Yes.
انه C bar او C؟
ليك هون بده يكونوا في اثنين مثل بعض هون سي بار سي بار مش هيك؟ والباقيين بده يكونوا اوبوزيت يعني وحده ام وحده ام بار.
يعني بيصير
يعني
انه
باخذ شو بيصير؟ فيك تاخذ anything.
وام وسي سي بار.
يس فيك تاخذ ام وام وسي وسي بار.
اوكي.
قد ايه probability للسي بار؟
0.8.
نحن لقينا لقينا probability للكلاسيكال.
C bar is 0.8.
أستاذ
Yes.
بس نمبر 3 كيف كان الفورمولا؟ راحت نت عندي.
هلا بقول لك كيف بيصير.
اوكي.
probability of C bar هي 1 minus probability لل C يعني 0.8 equal probability of C bar intersection M plus قدر اللي هات معنا C bar intersection M bar C bar 0.72. So probability of C bar intersection M equal 0.08. فهي هون بيطلع 0.08. Yes, Haikaz, which part? Haikaz,
أستاذ part
which part? Haikaz,
أستاذ part 3.
part 3. The customer did not buy at least one album. C bar intersection M. At least one album. At least one album في اشتغلها بالopposite. Probability at least one album, I can put it 1 minus probability of no album. 1 minus probability of C bar intersection M bar. No album هي C bar intersection M bar. 1 minus 0.72 equals 0.28.
اوكي أستاذ. ميرسي.
Okay, this is not required for this year. Okay, for homework you solve 2012 the second chance. 2012 the first, the second chance. Okay. لا مش 12. Which one كنا نحن؟
Okay.
Okay,
12.
2012 the second chance. Okay, this week we will finish about probability. Next week we are going to do test. Which day you prefer the test? Next week.
أستاذ هلا جمعة بنقرر.
بس next week عندي امتحان physics وامتحان chemistry وامتحان biology وامتحان. So next week we have
Monday
to
عنا
أصلاً بده
biology.
يصير next week عن physics.
طيب الجمعة بنحكي. اوكي يلا باي باي.
باي.
باي باي شباب.
هلا باي.
باي باي.